Fareed Zakaria, you say this is the pandemic. It's been bigger than 9/11. It's bigger than the global financial crisis. But you also say it's an opportunity, not just for the US and for the world. Why is that?
Well, because first, to begin to recognize just how broad the effect of this has been. So if you look at 9/11, it really affected the United States, a few Western countries. It affected our ability to travel as easily. So they put up, these screening systems at airports and such. Resulted in my view, an excessive rise of government interference in both travel and communication. If you look at the global financial crisis, the banks and companies that were highly leveraged were affected. I was talking to a small business owner the other day who said that, the global financial crisis didn't affect me directly at all because I was not, I had not taken on too much debt. I was not one of these big banks. The only effect it had on me was the economy slowed down. And so I had to, I had to take that into account. He said, now every single business in the world has been affected. Every single family in the world has been affected. I don't think we have had a crisis like that really since World War II, where everybody in the world in some way or the other bears the marks directly of this problem. So therein lies the opportunity, because what has happened is we have all been forced to confront this crisis. We have all been forced to change our ways. And, change is only possible when everybody's lives have been dislocated already. There's a certain kind of fluidity at that point, and then you can argue for new solutions, because you can't, it's very difficult to say, well, we're just going to continue business as usual, or even a restoration. The old is already old, it's past. So if you think about what you could achieve with this new model, you could say we have taken the opportunity to restructure healthcare. We are taking the opportunity to restructure the economy. The government needs to be more involved in guaranteeing certain kinds of rights or procedures. So all that becomes much more possible because everyone agrees we're in crisis. Everyone is dislocated. Everyone knows you can't just push a button and go back to normal. And if you can find enlightened leadership at that point, you can imagine a very different future. So, when the Great Depression hit, the natural instinct of most people was to say, we're just going to, get through this and go back to normal. That was what the then President Herbert Hoover said. But Franklin Roosevelt comes along and says, no, we are going to use this to fundamentally change the relationship that government has to its citizens. Government is going to become responsible for the first time for a kind of economic floor below which we will not let citizens drop. That was a completely novel idea. No government did that. And by 1950, it would be fair to say that every Western country had adopted some version of that Rooseveltian idea. So could we see something like that? Well, yes, but it does require that crucial ingredient, which is leadership.